pod and everything because I found it on. I was kind of surprised if you get on iTunes. I was like,
Yeah.
They must have not known that they're mean.
Oh, shit. You guys can always reach me at rocketpodcast@gmail.com. And today I have special guest. Introduce yourself, mister.
Hey, this is Derek from Substain. How's it going?
It's going good, Derek. Thanks for asking.
Wonderful.
All right. So, before we get started, you know how we always do? For the lost. Das Fest des Scwarzen Horde. How's my accent? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Come on, that's all right?
I would say Das Fest der Schwarzen Horde, but you know.
Oh yeah, yours sounds way better than mine.
Yeah, I'm kind of animated.
Yeah, that was way better than mine. All right, so what? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to us?
Thought it'd be a sweet show for all the bands. You know, a lot of times people hit you up, say, "Hey, man, you want to play a show?" And you're just like, I don't know. But then you do it, and it's kind of like, anticlimactic. I don't know. So I wanted to have a show that all the bands kind of hopefully will have a good memory. Like, man, I remember a couple of years ago we played that whatever the fuck Horde Fest. That's what I'm hoping.
Hell yeah!
That you kind of walk away with it as a band. That you we're glad you did it. And of course, I hope people will go have a good time.
So this, it says one, like.
Yeah, I want to keep it going.
The pound sign and then one, like the hashtag sign, like the hashtag sign for all the millennials. But like, you're gonna keep this going.
Yeah, I already have other bands in mind for part two. I haven't asked them yet, but I know like who I would like to try and reach out to.
Did you already, when you had this like idea before you gave birth to it? Mm-hmm. Did you already have bands in mind that you wanted to hit up and say, "Hey, come play this fucking thing"?
Yeah, and I already have part two in mind too. So
no
it's
shit.
Like, yeah, I just thought, well, because I think the amount of bands we have now, it's kind of a lot, but it's on a Saturday, and we're gonna start at 3, and the place has food and beer, and I'm like,
yeah,
I mean, food, beer, and metal. I think you have enough to kind of like, if you need to sit down and eat something, you can.
Yeah.
But
absolutely. Okay, so we'll get some fucking details just for you guys listening. It's September 25th at Ace's High Saloon, my favorite watering hole. That is at 1588 South State Street. That was a joke. $10 at the door. And 7 bands playing?
Yes, we had Dark Lord on there, but unfortunately a couple of the members of that band got broken bones and can't play now. So
the prettiest one too. No. Well, fucking $10 for 7 bands, and it's starting at. Is music starting at 3 or doors are at 3?
It'll be doors at 3. We're gonna try to stick to the schedule, but now that we have one less band, I guess we got a little bit of breathing room. But the idea is that each band gets about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
In between bands, I got like a playlist on my iPod, a bunch of black metal. I figure, just a random variety of crap kind of going on. And I sat around making sure this could happen because I thought, it'd be lame if we were doing all this metal, black metal, and then we have, not that Aces High wouldn't play good music, but it would just be weird if it was like something really lighthearted, and I was hoping to play something dark.
Yeah.
I was like, would it be alright? They're like, yeah, cool.
It's like in between Occultist Ritual and Heretic Temple, and you're hearing Joni Mitchell.
Or Don't Stop Believing Her.
Oh, dude, I just finished The Sopranos. Don't get me started. I love Journey.
Yeah, I like it too. Actually. Well, I mean, and the singer is a Filipino guy now, and
he is, and that motherfucker can sing.
Yeah, he's awesome. So,
do you know him? You related to him?
Indirectly, no. No, my wife's Filipino, and
that's why I asked.
Super proud of Journey. As you know,
hell yeah.
Everyone out there just seems to love him, and I'm like, oh well, no wonder, you know.
They got a bunch of good death metal bands out in the Philippines, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Who is it? Diafago.
Yeah.
Is one of the ones that come to mind.
Yeah.
Really shit. They actually got prevented entry to United States for their last tour.
No shit.
For being accused of being an NSBM band.
And they're from Philippines.
Yeah, you know, Nazi white supremacist Filipinos,
you know? Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch
Jesus
that.
Christ.
What is the world coming to?
I guess, man. It's fucking insane. So was Aces always like where you wanted this to go down? Like that was always like your mind in your head? It
should have been, but to be honest, I did reach out to the Metro just to see what their schedule looked like, and they were like, "It's going to be fall 2022." Like, that's way too far in advance. And I think when I started thinking about it, I hadn't even been to Aces High until that point.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't know how cool it was.
Yeah.
So I reached out to Gunner and I kind of pitched the idea, and she pretty much was into it like right off the bat, and I was like, awesome. And then I pretty much made it official, but I hadn't yet been there, so I was like, I better go down and like know what I'm
check it out.
Into.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I should have started off, without even.
Yeah.
No offense to Metro, but this is just so nice and.
Seems like it fits better, and like when I first went there, when it like just barely opened, I was talking to Gunner, and she was saying that she wants to like more music there, like live acts, live bands and shit. And they have that stage right there, right as you walk inside on the left hand side. They got that stage right there, and so that's fucking perfect. The fact that it's like a bar, so you get drinks and food and everything, that all just fucking works perfectly.
Totally.
Especially for a festival that you're going to be there for like, a few hours.
Yeah.
It works out perfectly.
And it's cool because the venue itself is ran by people, like Gunner was going to be playing in
like
Dark
metalheads.
Lord, you're supporting directly, the scene basically, and so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a great fucking bar. Just even if they're not doing a festival, Aces High Saloon, check that out if you guys get the chance. But
yeah, they open at like 11. We actually went there on a Sunday one time.
I'm not that big of a lush, so I don't know what time they open. I know what time they close though.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we went in there to just take, like I said earlier, to check it out, and we got there right when it opened, and we actually were waiting for the door to get unlocked. You know?
Like, hey, open. Hurry up and open.
Like, I didn't realize you'd be here already. I'm sorry.
So, I want to ask, like, because there's so many subgenres, even just like if you say like black metal or death metal, there's so many like different little subgenres. Fucking war metal, gore grind, all this other stuff. Was it difficult for you to like navigate which bands I want to book for this festival in particular, and like break down who's gonna play when and all that shit?
Well, I mean, lucky for Salt Lake, we just got a lot of good bands, and like I say, there's even a handful of bands I wish I could ask, and that's I'm aiming to do another one maybe in spring. It's kind of what's in my mind. I don't even know yet, but I'm kind of thinking, so it's not too close to this. We got like a good 6 months or something like that to look forward to, or even later. I don't know, but yeah, like I haven't played with the Cultist Ritual yet, and I'm buddies with those guys.
Yeah.
Tomb of Belial, we were supposed to play with them with Blood Incantation, and it got canceled.
Yeah.
And then Heretic Temple, buddies of mine, and who else is on here? Oh yeah.
I wrote them down right there. This band called Substain. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're okay though.
Yeah. I don't know. Yaldal Miklan, they're one of the highlights, because they just, I don't know if everyone knows, but they've done like European tours.
And they just recently had an album come out last year, right? Was it last year? 2020?
I'm not 100% sure on the release, but I I've got the latest one.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw them open up for Mortuary Drape, and it was just fucking.
That was probably one of
on point.
It was where they were like. It was like Mortuary Drape, and then like Archgo, or I don't know which one came first, and like Pseudo God. It was like just like a 6-month period where we had all these really fucking great bands come through. Like, you know.
Pseudo God show ruled.
Oh, you know? Yeah, that was fantastic. I mean, I was more excited about Archgo just because, like, my mom's from Finland, so I'm kind of racist about that.
I would love to go to Finland.
But, oh, dude, I'm a fucking retard, dude. Because you know what? I got people I can stay with out there.
Wow.
My aunt went out there and just visited a bunch of our cousins. Well, I fucking still, like, in touch with these people, like, on Facebook and shit. You know what I mean? Just talking to them. Hey, you know, whatever. Just chit-chatting, you know, whatever. And it's funny. My aunt went out there and she was like, hey, I want to go see some of, like, our relatives. Can you take me? And they were from this, I guess it's a town or a city called Milimaki. And they're like, okay, yeah, they'll pile in the car and go, and they drive her to a graveyard, and they're like, there they are. I think they were fucking with her a little bit.
That's a good sense of humor.
But yeah, man. So, but yeah, there was like that. It was almost like a 6-month period where there all these fucking bands that came through. But you guys opened up for that It was like a festival. It was like Hate and Incantation. Was it Hate and Incantation and Belphegor and all that?
Dark Funeral, yeah.
Yeah, you guys were fucking great when you played. You were fantastic.
I know, we got like
awesome.
I couldn't believe we got squeezed onto that, you know, and we're kind of a newer band. It was only like our 3rd or 4th show, and so we're just kind of like, come on, you know, and we got it. And so
you guys were fucking great, though.
Thank you.
I mean, you guys were fucking awesome. Yeah.
And we were playing our first album, but now we've got like pretty much a new album, but we haven't recorded it yet.
Yeah.
So we'll probably play primarily that at the next show. So.
So for the festival, you're going to be hearing some like new Sustain material.
Yeah.
That's cool, because I was going to ask about like what's going on with Sustain. I didn't want to divert too much from your festival, but like I do want to know what the fuck's going on with all that.
Yeah, we had COVID through a wrench and everything. We did one show. When was it? Like last, February 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of just a small local show, but. And then everything kind of went to shit after that.
Yeah. That was right when everything went to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we got it's kind of a blessing in a way because we got to play. But then we also got to sit back and kind of fine tune all these tracks that we were working on and come up with even more. And so now we have, I think, like 9 tracks for a new album.
Hell yeah.
You know, we have one, and I'm going to say it now because it's just too funny. It's not even going to be on this next album, which sucks but I got to talk about it.
You're fucking teasing us. You're a fucking cock tease,
It's funny, though.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, it's called Gutless Fuckface.
I love it. That's so great.
It's hard for me not to talk about
Gutless Fuckface. Tell us about it.
It cracks me up.
Yeah.
You know, you just get fed up with shit. And, and I just said something like, I was just kind of walking around the neighborhood, you know, and this came to mind.
Yeah. Gutless Fuckface.
So people say you gutless wonder or something like that. I'm like, no, you're a gutless fuckface.
You gutless fuckface. That's awesome.
It's kind of like that song "Want No Part," where it's kind of like brutal and borders into the death metal, but this one has stays more in the black metal realm.
Yeah,
but, I don't know. Kind of has that goat mood, like mean.
Yeah.
At least on the vocals.
Well, I mean, you had me at Goatman, dude, fucking, because I love that band.
Yeah, Finland black metal.
They're pissed.
Yeah,
they're pissed off about stuff.
yeah. Like I just got the new. Well, no, actually, not even. Well, I was gonna say the new Sark Christa, but that's German, so. But anyway, yeah. So much good Finland.
Gutless Fuckface. Yeah, I love it, dude. You should call your album that.
Yeah, maybe we'll squeeze it on.
Gutless Fuckface. Because now I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get it on the show, but it's still so new but it came together like that, you know.
There might be some like fat bearded ginger in the back yelling at you to like Play gutless fuckface!
See, and then we'll say, you know what? We might have to do it. I don't know.
I think this is gonna happen. This is like foreshadowing. Like in a goddamn movie.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys in the band, if you are angry that I brought this up, but I think it's a good thing.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Be excited. Be excited about it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good thing.
So, are you involving other than like obviously Aces would be like a vendor there, but are you involving any other vendors there?
I thought about that, you know, but part of me is like half the time it's a waste of people's time. Yeah. You know, I feel like a lot of times you go to a thing and there's a million vendors and everyone's just like walking right by them, you know. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I don't know, like I figure bands, you know, whatever band has merch, we'll just sell merch, you know.
Yeah.
That ought to be good enough.
Yeah.
Let's focus on the metal and.
Yeah, I mean that keeps it kind of pure and stuff. But
not that I'm against the idea. It's just like it's more makes it more complicated.
Well, I kind of have the idea that like what I kind of want to do is go up to the festival like right when like it's about to start and kind of do like a live feed and stuff and just like get you and like any other guys that want to come and talk and just talk about the festival, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
And then 20 years from now, me and you will be old as fuck and we'll be talking about, hey, you have this idea. Because that's what 60-year-olds sound like to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know. I think I'm going to do that. I don't know if I need to clear it with Aces, but I'm just going to do it.
It's promotion for them in a way, though. I'm sure
it is. It is.
Like, oh, why not?
And I'm always talking about getting drunk there. So like, with throwing a festival,
and
all these different type of bands and things going on and stuff. And right now, there's a big controversy with the fucking Stillfest thing, and like, I just want to get your opinion on that. And like, how would you approach that kind of situation? Well,
I think the best advice that I've heard when it comes to like the cancel mob kind of thing,
right,
is just never apologize for anything you do.
Never god damn, dude, you know? Fuck yes.
You know, because it's like you leave over your head for apologies. They're not going to accept it. They're just going to chop your head off, and it's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
So it's like. There's no point.
Yeah.
And plus, when it comes to bands that people don't like, you know, they whatever reason they don't like them, it's like there's a million things I don't like.
Oh yeah.
Do I have to sit there and bother other people about whatever the fuck they're doing? I don't. It's like that's your business.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go do something that I think is stupid, or don't like, or hate even.
Yeah.
I don't sit around on the line. I can't believe, you know, like I just don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I was the people on Stillfest, I'd be like, eat a dick, you know?
And that I'm really proud that they actually kind of did that. Like, they didn't buckle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, not, like I said last night on the podcast, not everyone can say that. Sodom and Samael, looking at you guys, biggest disappointment was Sodom doing that because it's Sodom.
That's too bad.
You know what I mean? Because who doesn't love that band? And the fact that they would buckle.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not going to hurt their career. I mean, people aren't going to care that. And I think the guilt by association is such a stupid thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, well, you were on a compilation or on the same record, like the Moi or Migla controversy, where they're calling them NSBN because of some other band, I think like Pest Noir or whoever, on their same label, and it's like. That's another band, unrelated to these people.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna? I don't know. I think that's
one of the fucking most irritating things about it is like I was reading through all the comments because I don't know, for some reason I kind of was getting off on some of the shit talk that was going on. But I did see a comment that really, really fucking irritated me about that shit. And it's like, if you have a table full of 11 people and one of them is a Nazi, you have 12 Nazis at a table. And it's like, no, motherfucker. Maybe they're discussing things. Maybe they're working out some differences. Or maybe
there's one Nazi and 10 people who are sitting there at the table.
A Nazi and fucking 10 people. Or, you know what? Maybe fucking their politics aren't that important.
Yeah.
That they're gonna fucking like sit there and just discuss that.
Well, that makes me think about like
I grew up with a bunch of Tongan Crips. I did. I grew up in Kearns. I knew a whole bunch of Tongan Crips. Now, if I go a barbecue, doesn't make me a member of the Tongan Crip gang. It just makes me a honky at a fucking barbecue eating some fucking good Tongan food.
Right, fair enough. Yeah.
You know.
Well, you don't have to have the same, opinions of everyone you sit at a table with. It's like, even in my own band, like, people have different political views and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I don't have to sit there and force them to agree with me, and they don't have to force me to agree with them.
Yeah.
And if we happen to agree on something, cool. If we don't, doesn't matter. And that's why pretty much black metal shouldn't be political, I mean, if people want to make it a political, like, that's their main drive, then I guess go ahead. But I think people make it political when it's not.
Yeah.
This guy's a Nazi. Says you.
Yeah.
Are they really? I think most of the time they're not. You know what I mean? It's like Marduk. Oh my God, they use Panzer Division.
Panzer Faust.
That seems. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then it seems like the bands that are really actually the Nazi bands, the Rauta guy, he pretty much says it the best. He's like, they will, wear it proudly. Like, like you'll know. Like, you'll see swastikas everywhere. And you're like, okay, well, that's obviously a Nazi band.
We're not hiding it.
yeah, they're not. But bands that are like Uwata, like they were getting accused of, they're a Nazi band. It's like, come on, like.
Yeah.
Not everyone who's white is a Nazi band because they played a show with some band you don't like.
And not every band that sings about, like, Norse mythology, Norse paganism, and the fact that, like, I think it was like Goatmoon got shit for saying I'm a white son of Finland, and then people jumped on him, and then they're like, all right, fuck you guys, you want to hear some Nazi shit, I'll give it to you, type thing. And it's just it's music, and if it's heavy metal music, if it's black metal music, death metal music, it's extreme music, and it's supposed to be dangerous.
It's okay to talk about rape and all this other shit, but oh my God, why is it's like what you talk about. It can be like this, like Mine and Warfare is a good example. Like I really like Mine and Warfare. Like they sing about World War I a lot. I think they're strategic on that because if they sing up World War II, oh my God, but they're kind of smart. And I think the other band, 1914, does the same
1914, thing. I absolutely love.
But like they have a lot of those things going on, and it's just like it's just a like it's a subject that they're talking about.
And I mean, heavy metal bands. They sing about heavy shit, war. You know what I mean? Oh God, a fucking extreme fucking metal band singing about war? Why? Well, what does the world come to? Well, what the fuck do you think they're gonna sing about? Do you think they're gonna do Joni Mitchell covers? I guess I'm on a Joni Mitchell kick right now. I'm feeling sad.
You can be alone in the room with the light turned off with Joni Mitchell playing tomorrow.
Oh shit. Alright, let's play a fucking song.
Ooh.
Speaking of Nazis, the Cultist Ritual. Here you go.
Dun-dun.
So with doing like a festival, would you incorporate like I guess some goth bands or like some death rock type bands in with like a black metal thing? 'Cause,
I mean, I don't think. I mean, like there was a time where we got Ivex to come play at the Dark Arts Festival.
yeah,
And there was a handful of us that were into it.
right.
But then there was most of them at the goth festival.
Yeah.
They were like, "Holy shit, what the fuck?"
That were scared.
Well, or just it's just not the right fit. I think.
Yeah.
It was awesome though because Anthony puked blood onto the ceiling and it stayed there forever.
Hell yeah!
Years and years later, you'd be dancing there and like look up and you see the blood stain.
Yeah.
So.
Why can't a person be into that?
Well, and we also got Endless Struggle to come play on I think the same year, and so we were trying to like, branch out a little bit, but
yeah, mix it up, fuck with people a little bit.
But I like to get kind of focused in on a thing. Like if I did a goth festival, I would probably just do a goth festival. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I want to get Cinema Strange or one of some kind of Element. One of my buddies' bands to play because I'm friends with so many good bands.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably just. That's why every single band that's on this Black Horde Fest, there's friends of mine. So I was like, I just want to pick.
I think that's a good place to start, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Start local, people you know,
mm-hmm.
and then once you kind of fucking make solidify that one and its success and all that, then you can start branching out.
I'm thinking if there's like a touring band that happens to be coming through, and then try to work around that.
I used to watch the Psycho Las Vegas bands that were coming through. I used to like look at way in advance like who was coming through for that, because maybe I could get the fucking Misfits. No, no.
How about all those black metals that can't play the Psycho Las Vegas festival? Like, man, it was looking good. I wasn't gonna go, but it was looking good for those who were. I was like, man, that's badass. Never mind, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So,
what happened with that?
Just the travel bans in all these countries and bothering with the COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
At least there are places like Utah and places that aren't as. I mean, I'm sure there are some states that are like really restrictive, but there's plenty that are not. But I think that as a whole, as a band, you just don't know what you're going to get state to state.
Right.
I think they're kind of screwed. But.
It's always kind of weird booking shows in Utah because it's like we're between Denver and Las Vegas. So, does a band want a day off when they're driving through your shitty little Mormon town, or do they want to make a payday and like do an extra day and like play a show? I used to book shows, and that was kind of the problem I would run into.
Yeah.
So I'd have to kind of like how you're doing, just starting like local and just kind of branching out a little bit,
Well, I have no aims to bring anyone who's not a local band. I mean, in my head, I'm thinking it can start off this way, and if it turns into something, great. But I'm not like automatically thinking, oh, maybe one day we're gonna get Mayhem or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like, I don't know.
Friends of friends.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Get the ball rolling, and hopefully we all, people show up, and we, the bands just have a good time. There's so many bands that are playing that even if it's a small turnout, we'll have bands watching other bands.
Bands watching other bands.
But come on out, people. But still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking $10, right? For a goddamn festival.
The way I think about shit like this is that, even if you only like one band on the festival,
right,
that's worth it for me as a person. Like when I'm looking to think like, well, I like, whoever it is, so I'm gonna go. And then if I get impressed unexpectedly by somebody else, I'm like, well, sweet surprise. I came from so and so, but so and so ended up being pretty good. So.
Oh yeah. Like I hadn't really heard of Hate before.
Mm-hmm.
The band from Poland.
Yeah.
And the night that you guys opened for, like that, I guess it's kind of a festival, but
I can't remember the name of that, but
it was that, I don't know.
I should know.
Tortured penises, I don't know. Pierced vaginas festival, I don't know. I'll look it up in a second. But yeah, they were actually really fucking good.
Yeah.
And I just like the name. Hate. It's simple. It works.
Yeah.
It works for black metal.
Yeah, my sister ended up buying their CD, and it got stuck in her car stereo for like a year or something. So it was funny. She's like, "Well, maybe I'll listen to this forever." Kind of funny.
I was like that with the last fucking Northern CD that I got. It was just stuck in my stereo, playing over and over again. I didn't really mind it though, because it's really good music. Let's play another song. Arrgh! All right, now we're gonna play a local. Another one. Tomb of Belial. Go.
Yeah, and how about Necrowolf? They're going to be headlining the Das Fest.
Yeah, man.
Horde, you know, and
good thrashy shit. I love it. Love it.
I'm a big Megadeth fan, especially the early shit. But I'm not like one of those people like, oh, it's only the first 2 albums. No, I like even up to Euthanasia.
Euthanasia, I think is a fucking fantastic album.
Rust in Peace is for me. Like,
Rust in Peace. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
But that's the reason I mentioned Megadeth and Necrowolf is that the dudes are like young guys in that band, and they've got the fucking white shoes and the curly hair, and it kind of reminds me of Megadeth. And
Keeping it old
and
school.
I mean this in the most complimentary way. So I hope if they hear this, they know that I just fucking love them, and plus they're a very energetic band.
Yeah.
You know, it's like an upbeat thing. And sometimes when you have a thing where there's like how many bands playing, you know, it can drag on depending upon the band's energy.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes bands just don't deliver much of a stage presence. You know,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
good. Like you can sit there and just kind of headbang to it.
Oh, I've definitely seen that before.
But you can also you can also like run out of energy if that's happening all
Oh,
night.
yeah.
And so the way that I think this festival is going to go is going to really end in a way where it's like you're not going to get bored, because it's going to have like Necrowolf kind of like rein it in till the end, and
Yeah, man.
and so I don't know.
Fuck yeah.
And right before them will be Yattle Nickland. And it would be Dark Lord, but unfortunately they had to cancel, and so we're going to play. And I gave us a good spot because I set up the festival, so fucking why else would I?
Yeah.
So I got all this work, and I'm not going to pick a good spot.
It's my festival, motherfucks.
It seems kind of obvious, like...
You don't like it? Suck it.
Well, yeah. You know, and some of these bands have been around longer than us, and so like I didn't want to be a dick, you know what I mean? So I made sure everyone was cool before we set up the thing, like,
right.
Hey, this is the idea, like, does this work for you? And some bands, you know, didn't want to play last. Like, I think we were originally going to, for Yattle and Nickland, because they've done like European tours and all this shit, and they're like kind of like probably like the biggest band as far as, I don't know, records go, like people knowing about them. But they didn't want to play last. So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's play earlier on. I'm like, whichever you'd like to do. And plus, I just think that still in my head, Necrowolf is the best ender. Even though they play a lot, you know, I'm seeing them all over the place in these flyers. But I want them to be the focus as opposed to the opener. You know, I see them on the bill, and I'm like, why is Necrowolf first or second? You know, they should be the fucking. So this makes them the fucking.
No, that makes perfect sense to me.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, kind of just coming from like a person who's, you know, book shows and that kind of thing, and how you want to line up several bands in a concert. You don't want to beat people over the head with the same kind of thing, and if a band has a lot more energy, that's always way better than I don't know. If you've seen the old footage of like, say, the Dead Kennedys, or everyone in Bauhaus whose name is not Peter Murphy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're boring as fuck to watch. They're boring as fuck. They're boring to watch. Because all they do is sit there and play. And there's like, yeah, great, you're playing. You're a fantastic musician. And you're boring as shit to watch. You know?
Did you ever get into AFI?
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, I still fucking love AFI.
Yeah, like, so they're kind of a good example. It's like, you know, like when I saw them, I think the first time was maybe 2000, you know?
I wonder how many times I've seen them, because I've seen them a lot.
Yeah. I've got to meet Davey Havoc a handful of times too, you know? And,
yeah.
And I treasure those moments, and I'm not going to even talk about it because I want to keep it personal. Davey, if you ever hear this, I hope you appreciate this. You know?
Yeah.
But still, the thing is, though, is that the fucking, especially, like, you know, up until, I mean, even though, actually, they've never really lost it, but I feel like they have, like, a delivery that was just unparalleled, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there was, like, even though Rancid's the headlining band, AFI comes out and just blows the show.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that's the first time I saw them. I was like, fuck. I went for AFI, and I'm like, Rancid was not really my thing, but,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, well, I've seen AFI a lot, and I think most of those were like Warped Tour deals, but before AFI played, everyone's fucking out in the crowd chanting, you know, yeah, with our blood, yeah, and you know, Davey Havoc, I've seen him literally jump into a crowd and shove the mic into people in the crowd's faces for them to sing the lyrics.
Yeah.
Fuck me, you sing my song
Yeah.
because I'm excited about you knowing words I fucking wrote,
Yeah.
which is incredible to me. And that's kind of why I still love my background of hardcore and punk rock stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've seen him do that, and it's always super impressive to me when a person of that kind of stature, that could easily be, you know, the I guess the celebrity status of like a Rob Zombie or Marilyn Manson type person, but who still at heart doesn't give a fuck about that and cares way more about creating music that he digs and people that like his band dig.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anytime I'm around anyone that was like, fucking, AFI, one bunch of, whatever, and I always like, you know what, I've seen that band so many fucking times, and they always blew my socks right off. You know what I mean?
Did you ever hear the offshoot band that he and Jay did called Extremist?
No, not at all.
You have to hear that.
Really?
It is like it's kind of like the Shut Your Mouth and Open Your Eyes era AFI, but way heavier.
No shit.
It's kind of like Earth Crisis or I don't know. It's straight edge and it's mean. It's like violent.
No shit.
They have a song called Exterminate, for example.
Hell
and
yeah.
he's like wanting to go out and like fucking kill people who aren't straight edge. You know? It's like it's mean and like he's like we are at war.
Oh goddamn,
it's
dude!
Insane. I got it on vinyl. It came out and they even have an upside down cross in their logo. And I was
Hell
like, man,
yeah.
this is what I'm fucking talking about.
I always loved like those kind of hardcore bands, like in the vein of like the dark. I don't know what it is. I guess just kind of the dark nuance or whatever of like AFI, TSOL, The Damned, who I absolutely worship, and like kind of on that dark tinge of music that I've always loved. Hang on, we gotta end this part. Catch you fuckers back on part 2.